Well, the more I cover up my face, the better looking I am. So, all right. So here we go. Sophie Scholl. This is it's actually a very heavy story. It's powerful. So in Nazi Germany, there was at the University of Munich, and I believe other places, there was a resistance called the White Rose Resistance. One of the things they did was publish pamphlets. Sophie Scholl, her brother, and one other young man actually broke apart a printing press. They had been discovered by the Nazis, and they took the remaining pamphlets to the highest building at the University of Munich and pushed the pamphlets to the ground. A janitor that was actually illiterate discovered the pamphlets and turned them in, not knowing what they were. And when the Nazis found out, they arrested the three of them. They had a trial, and they were sentenced to death via guillotine for disseminating this information. Sophie specifically was asked, why did you do this knowing the consequences that you would be beheaded? And her words are incredibly powerful. She said, I am a Christian and I am a German. Therefore, I am responsible for Germany. And I feel like that is the lens of a biblical worldview. And so what does that mean biblically? Well, first of all, you understand that there's three institutions that God made. The family, the church, and government. One of those institutions, government, if you're specifically or an American or a German like she was, in America, you have a government of the people. So God has instituted you. So when you go to Romans and you go like, well, how do we treat the leaders? Well, you are the leader and you have to recognize that you're the leader. Then the Bible says that we are to be salt and light. Now, salt and light is bigger than government, but it's not less than government. It's certainly included. So if you are a leader and you're not being salt, holding back corruption, light, declaring the truth, and you're not doing that in government, then you are truly being derelict of what God's calling for your life. And so I am a Christian and I am an American. Therefore, I'm responsible for the nation that God has put me in. And today you can go to the University of Munich and you can go onto the campus and there's a bronze statue to Sophie Scholl. And the pamphlets in bronze are coming out of her hands and then scattered in bronze before the statue. And I think how powerful it is, a testimony to the truth of the Bible. And this has been true in the United States. When you saw the abuse of slavery in the South, who stood against that? When you see abortion, who's standing against that? When you see the evils of the Nazis, who stood against that? Those willing to be salt and light and not willing to restrict the truth of the Bible, but to apply the truth of the Bible to every part of life.